Mask Monday. Oh, I've already got it on, so you don't have to see me struggle opening it. It's a 24 karat gold. Ooh, and it's a cream mask, so there's enough left in here where I could do another one. I might put it in a Ziploc bag and save it for another time because there's quite a bit left. So I did trivia last week. Everybody seemed to like it. Of course, it was about makeup. What's not to like? This time, it's a trivia that I can get right, but you may struggle. It's about Texas. Almost dropped my iPad. Alrighty. Dr. Pepper comes from Texas. What city was it invented? Houston, Amarillo, Galveston, or Waco? Oh, I forgot to tell you. Go get your pencil and paper. We'll wait. Do 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 do. No, I'm just kidding. You can always pause me. Don't have to listen to the Jeopardy theme. I went swimming this morning. My goal is I started at 5 laps and then I jumped to 15 and then today I did 20. My goal is to add 5 laps on every time I go swim and then do it at least twice a week. Preferably more, but at minimum twice a week. And if I do that, by the end of the summer, I'll be up to 100 laps or more. Whew, I can't imagine that. I'm a really slow swimmer, so between doing 20 laps and I've got some weights, doing some weight stuff, I was out there an hour. So I can't imagine how long I'd be out there if I do 100 laps. Spend half my morning. I go out early in the morning before it gets hot because it's been in the mid-90s. We haven't hit 100 yet, but it's been in the mid to high 90s for a couple of weeks. And plus, it looks like it might rain, and you don't really want to be out. When it rains here, it rains and thunders and lightnings, and you don't really want to be out in the water when it lightnings. Alrighty, did you get your pencil and paper? Did you? All right, Dr. Pepper. Let's do that one again. Dr. Pepper comes from Texas. What city was it invented? Houston, Amarillo, Galveston, or Waco? All right, question number 2. What popular nickname is Texas known by? The Last Frontier, the Lone Star State, the Natural State, the Palmetto State. Palmettos are trees we have kind of down in the sand, down by the ocean, I think is what palmettos are. Texas hasn't always been part of America. How many countries has claimed Texas as their own? 2, 6, 4, 8. Do you know the name of the largest ranch in Texas? I actually do, but I bet you don't. The Gold Bar Ranch, the Titus Ranch, the King Ranch, the Gray River Ranch. About how many people speak Texas German? No one. 4 to 6,000, 2 to 3,000, or 10 to 15,000. Every state has official state flowers, animals, and foods. What's the official state bird of Texas? Mockingbird, whooping crane, eagle, and scarlet tanager. I don't know that one. How many European countries are bigger than Texas? 0, 3, 1, 8. Texas has its own power grid. You know what it's called. Yeah, that one's pretty obscure. You're not going to know that one. SPGOT, S-P-G-O-T, ERCOT, E-R-C-O-T, TSPG, I guess for Texas PG&E, and Texas State Power. What makes Bracken Cave in Como County, Texas a noteworthy location? It's the deepest cave in America. It's the largest nickel deposit in the world. It's full of bats. It leads to an underground sea. Of the 10 most populous cities in America, how many are in Texas? 0, 2, 1, or 3? Texas is one of the most populous states in the country. Just how many people live there? 20.6 million, 32.1 million, 28.7 million, 37.5 million. Texas is tornado country on an epic scale. How many do they usually average per year? 57, 152, 98, 201. I don't know, but those all sound terrifying. The Waco Suspension Bridge was the first of its kind in Texas. What does it cross? The Brazos River, the Pecos River, the Rio Grande, or the Red River? I actually know where all those are, except the Pecos one. I'm not sure where that one is. The fastest stretch of road in America connects San Antonio to Austin. What's the speed limit? Texas is known for steers, but did you know that it has a few sheep as well? How many are there? 125,000, 750,000, 500,000, or 900,000? How many cattle are you going to find in Texas? 5 million, 10 million, 7.5 million, 13 million. Know what else they farm in Texas? Helium. What town calls itself the helium capital of the world? Amarillo, Lubbock, El Paso, or Plano? There's a famous tree near Rockport, Texas. What is it famous for? It's the tallest tree in America. It's the oldest tree in America. Oh, no, I read that wrong. This really small printing. It's the widest tree in America, sorry. Tallest, widest. It's over 1,000 years old. It was planted by George Washington. A man named Uncle Fletcher Davis claimed to have invented an American culinary staple. What was it? Hamburger, mac and cheese, hot dog, apple pie. What major amusement park chain started in Texas? SeaWorld, Six Flags, Cedar Point, or Legoland? Who designed the Texas state flag? Sam Houston, Thomas Jefferson Rusk, Stephen Austin, or no one knows? The town of Dish changed its name back in 2005. What did they used to be called? Fullerton, Laverton, Clark, or Little Fork? I remember reading about this. Dish Network, the cable people, they said that if a town would name their town after Dish, that they would give everybody in town free cable. So they did. In what year was the Great Galveston Hurricane? 1877, 1900, 1899, or 1931? It was devastating, I know that. Tyler, Texas has the country's largest what? Rose garden, swamp, waterfall, drive-in. Where was Sam Houston from? Memphis, Tennessee, El Paso, Texas, Rockbridge County, Virginia, Houston, Texas. You would think Houston, Texas, wouldn't you, since it's Sam Houston? Do you know what's unique about the public? Do you know what's unique about the public land in Texas? There is none. It's owned by the state. It can be purchased. It makes up close to 80% of the state. The widest highway in the world is in Texas. How wide is it? 12 lanes, 22 lanes, 16 lanes, or 26 lanes. Ugh, any of those are terrifying. I hate driving on big freeways like that. Everything's bigger in Texas. How much taller is the Texas state capitol than the U.S. Capitol? 10 feet, 25 feet, 15 feet, or 50 feet? Do you know the official state sport of Texas? Football, archery, baseball, rodeo. What was the record high temperature recorded in Ward County, Texas? 109, 120, 113, 131. Yep. This is longer than I thought. I hope you're not getting bored. I'll go back and give you the answers in a minute. In 2014, the Texas town of Decatur moved something so it wouldn't interfere with a high school football game. High school football is big in Texas. I'm telling you, big. They moved a tree, the school, Halloween, or a visit from the president. Texas is a mecca for bird watchers. How many species call the state home? 275, 500, 400, or 650? 7-Eleven stores got their start in Texas. What did they used to be called? Misty Mart, Big T Tasty Mart, Totem stores, TOTE''M stores, Southern Belle Food stores. What happened to Texas on March 2nd, 1836? It was founded, it became a republic, the Texas War of Independence started, it was hit by 3 tornadoes. Yeah, that's every day in Texas. Wasn't nothing special about that. No, I'm just kidding. What famous Texas slogan came from an anti-littering campaign in the 1980s? It's like a whole other country. Don't mess with Texas. Don't tread on me. Everything's bigger in Texas. When did Texas institute a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? 1901, 1956, 1933, 1970. That one's kind of boring. How many more are these? I'm kind of getting tired of them. I bet you are too. In 2017, legislation was introduced to get people in Texas to stop using what emoji? What? The Chilean flag? What? The thumbs down, the eggplant, the tractor. Why would they do that? I don't understand. What does the word Texas even mean? Horse, friend, forever, strong. How big is the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport? I'll just round up. Let's see, 19 square miles, 23 square miles, 20 square miles, or 30 square miles. Because they all are point somethings, and I'm sure you don't care. How many pounds of wildflowers does the Texas Department of Transportation plant every year? This was a Lady Bird Johnson thing, and she had them toss out wildflower seeds along the roads. So every year there's bluebonnets, which is, Texas flower. You see families out off the side of the road. If you're born in Texas, you have a picture of you sitting in bluebonnets. I guarantee it. It's every family takes bluebonnet pictures of their kids sitting in bluebonnets. In fact, I have one of my other 2 grandkids, not the ones I live with. I'll try and find it and plunk it in so you can see it. Anyway, how many pounds of wildflowers? 10,000, 30,000, 20,000, or 50,000? Oh, that's it. Yay, we're finally done. Okay. This is not quite dry. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll be back with the answers. Okay, this still isn't dry, but I'm going to give you the answers. I'm tired of waiting for it to dry. All right. Dr. Pepper comes from Waco, Texas. What popular nickname is Texas known by? The Lone Star State. I'm sure you've heard that before. Texas hasn't always been part of America. How many countries claim Texas as their own? 6. It's like, I don't even know if I can name them. I know it's Mexico, Spain, France. I don't know. United States, I don't know the 6. I didn't take Texas history. I took California history. We had to make, California's known for its missions. It's got missions, Catholic missions all up and down the state. And in California history, you had to make a mission out of sugar cubes. Well, or it could be out of anything, but I made mine out of sugar cube because they look like the little white bricks most of the missions are made out of. So I made a sugar cube mission in 4th to 6th grade, somewhere in there. I think was when you 6th grade, maybe, when you did study Texas history. Don't remember. Okay, do you know the name of the largest ranch in Texas? I'd be shocked if you knew this, unless you live in Texas. It is the King Ranch. It's, I don't know, just like 100 square miles, or it's just huge. It's just ridiculously huge. Bigger than some. This King Ranch is bigger than some states. How many people speak Texas German? 4,000 to 6,000. I said none because I didn't know there was such a thing. State bird, mockingbird. How many European countries are bigger than Texas? 0. Texas has its own power grid. That'd be shocked if you knew this one. It's called ERCOT, E-R-C-O-T. Why, I don't know. If I didn't live in Texas, I probably would have picked TSPG because I lived in California and it was PG&E. So I'd have picked that one, but I happen to know it because I live in Texas. Okay, the one about the cave, it's full of bats. And every night, it's in Austin, and every night you can go there and watch these bats come out. Let's see what it says. It says that the Bracken Cave in Como County is home to an absolutely staggering number of Mexican free-tailed bats. The population is estimated to be around 20 million members, which make it the largest population of bats in America. And the creepy thing is they, like, you can go near there. You don't want to go too close. They all fly out at night, and you can just see this mass of bats flying out. I mean, they're not vampire bats or anything, but still, 20 million bats is quite the sight. Of the 10 most populous cities in America, how many are in Texas? I don't know. Oh, it's 3. I picked 2. It's 3. Let's see, what are they? Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio. And Austin comes right behind that at number 11. Texas is one of the most populous states in the country. How many people live there? 28.7 million. I didn't know that either. I knew it was around 30 million, but I couldn't get it exact. This one is terrifying. Texas is a tornado country on an epic scale. How many do they average per year? 132 tornadoes per year. Of course, it is a big state, but still. I mean, where we live in our little section of the world, we get 4 or 5, something like that, every year. Usually not, there's a lot of open land in Texas, so, there's ones that like are killers. We don't get those too often, but we do. The Waco Suspension Bridge was the first of its kind in Texas. What does it cross? The Brazos River, Pecos, Rio Grande, or Red River? It was the Brazos. The fastest stretch of road in America connects San Antonio to Austin. What's its speed limit? I think it's 85. Yes, it's 85. How many sheep? I have no idea. Let's say 750,000. Ha! Guessed right. I've never seen a sheep in Texas. I'm sure they're around. I've just never seen one. Seen lots of the next question. Cattle. How many cattle? I'm going to guess the highest number, which is 13 million, and that's correct. Lots of cows. We have one. We contribute to that 13 million. We have one. She's black. If you haven't seen it yet, we have a new baby donkey, and there's a little, just a few second clip of the baby donkey and her mama. Still haven't named her. Well, we think she's a girl, but we don't know for sure. And Mama's still not letting us. If she sees us coming, like I was out filling up their water things, and I walked back to turn the faucet off, and she was coming around the corner, and she saw me standing in the front yard, and she turned around and wouldn't come in the front yard till I went in the house, because they don't want us near the baby at the moment. Or she doesn't. The others don't care. Know what else they farm in Texas? Helium. What town calls itself the helium capital? I don't know. Let's say Lubbock. Nope. Amarillo. Who's going to know that? There's a famous tree near Rockport, Texas. What's it famous for? It's over 1,000 years old. Wow, that's an old tree. This one threw me off because it says a man named Uncle Fletcher Davis claimed to have invented American culinary staple. What was it? Well, Texas is known for Fletcher corn dogs. It's a big state fair item, so I thought it was going to be the hot dog, but it was the hamburger. What major amusement park chain started in Texas? Now that I told you about how many state countries have claimed us, you might get this one right. It's Six Flags. Who designed the Texas state flag? No one knows. I didn't know that no one knows. The little town that changed its name to Dish, it was Clark. That's just weird. What year was the Great Galveston Hurricane? Don't know that. 1900? Oh, yep, guessed right. 1900. This one I know because I've been there. Tyler, Texas has the country's largest rose garden. You can buy, look, they got places you can buy roses everywhere, and they've got this huge rose garden. Where was Sam Houston from? No, he wasn't from Houston. He was from Virginia. Do you know what's unique about the public land in Texas? It's owned by Texas. Well, I guess they mean the federal. There's no federal land. I think that's what they mean. That's why we can build that wall if we want to, because it's our own land. Federal government can't really say nothing about it. And I think our governor has said that's just what we're going to do. If federal government doesn't build the wall, we're going to build our own darn wall. The widest highway in the world is in Texas. How wide is it? I'm going to go with the biggest number, 26 lanes. Yep. Can you imagine? That's terrifying. Here's a picture of it. Can you imagine driving on that thing? That's terrifying. How much taller is the Texas state capitol? I'm going to go small, say 10 feet. Nope, 15 feet. Oh, nope. Yeah, 15 feet. Taller than the U.S. Capitol. Do you know what the official state sport of Texas? I would have said football because football is king here in Texas, but they say the rodeo. There is a lot of rodeos here in Texas, too. In fact, my granddaughter just got done helping at a rodeo this last weekend. What was the record high temperature? I don't know, but whatever it was, I didn't want to be in it. Let's say 120. Yep, 120. If I don't know, I usually go in the middle as a guess. Town of Decatur moved something so it wouldn't interfere with the high school football game. I said visit from the president. That wasn't right. It was Halloween. Okay. Texas is Mecca for bird watchers. How many species call a state home? No clue. 650. That was the highest number. 7-Eleven, what was its original name? I would have said Big T Tasty Mart, but that was not the answer. It was Totem Stores. What happened in Texas on March 2nd, 1836? It was founded? Nope. It became a republic. Became its own country. What famous Texas slogan came from an anti-littering campaign in the 80s? Don't mess with Texas. This one's kind of lame. When did Texas institute a Pledge of Allegiance? Who cares? 1933. The emoji they wanted to stop people using was the Chilean flag. I don't understand that. Is there a lot of people from Chile? I don't know. I don't get that one at all. What does the word Texas mean? It means friend. All you Texas out there. How big is Dallas-Fort Worth Airport? Another who cares thing. 30 square miles. How many pounds of wildflowers? 30,000 pounds of wildflowers. I was talking about bluebonnets. Oops, let me see if this is a patch of bluebonnets that someone might stop and take pictures of their kids with. I only scored 75%, and I'm from Texas, so I didn't do too good. So how'd you do? This still is not dry, so I'm just going to go and take it off and see you later this week. What do I have coming? It's the end of the month, so I pretty much got everything for this month. I did order a, I don't know when it's coming though. They take forever. A ThredUp goodie box. If you don't know what ThredUp's a online consignment store. And you can go on and just pick things and buy them, but they have what's called a goodie box where for $10, they'll curate a box of 9 or 10 items for you. It's a big old huge box usually. And you can try them on at home and then send back. It's free freight both ways. So they give you a label to stick on the box and send it all back that what you don't want. And if you buy any of the 10, that $10 comes off. So for $10, yeah, why not give it a try? I haven't done it in probably a year, but I thought I'd give it a try again. Alrighty, I am gonna go. I hope you have a happy Mass Monday. See you later this week for who knows what.